Okay, let's move on to Module 2. In this module, we're going to learn about our Friends and Family program and some of the requirements that go with that, as well as looking at some of our corporate buying opportunities. Our Friends and Family program is designed so that you can provide service, real estate service, to anyone, anywhere, for any need, at any time. And if you embrace that, and decide that that's part of your whole local market strategy, it's going to help you in your own local market. People are going to think real estate, oh, you know what, I know who that is. That's our agent X in Centerville. That's what we really need to happen. And so that's why this program is built the way that it is. There are some rules that are part of our relocation account. We have a responsibility, we have metrics that we need to make, and so everybody who's part of this business agrees to participate in that. Specifically, all of our outbound referrals for this company are placed through business development in order to receive commission. So if you place a referral directly somewhere and the check shows up and it was never registered with business development, unfortunately that commission would never be paid. It has not happened to us since I've been here, and I pray that it never does. If for any reason you've got somebody out there that you made a mistake and you went ahead and put them out there, go to your branch leader immediately. A lot of times we can work through that situation. I won't work through it repetitively, but I will work through it. It is not the goal of our company to ever have this rule be enforced. 98% of everything that we place needs to be with a network broker. We have a better chance, we have a higher accountability within the network. We have a better chance of connecting with a trained agent within the network. And so we really ask that you stick with that. If for some reason you have somebody outside of the network and there's a reason why you're wanting to go there, as long as you come through the business development department first, before contacting that out-of-network broker, we'll probably honor it for you. You cannot refer an already given referral. Example would be, you get a USAA member, you're working with them, their orders change, they're going to Alabama. That's not a person you can, for service, turn it back into the department, make sure that person gets connected, and we'll take care of that for you. But the company does not receive any credits or any commissions because we already received that as a referral. You can't refer a referral. Our A-team agents are required to place an outbound referral every quarter. That's our Friends and Family program. And close one every year. There's a fillable Friends and Family form that's available on the agent dashboard. We ask that you to use that whenever possible. It's just the quickest, fastest, easiest way for you to make sure that you get the service that you're looking for. If you don't have that form and you need something immediate, email relo@. We'll get the referral going for you. We'll probably send the form back to you and say, hey, could you complete this information for us? All of the rules and criteria of the Friends and Family program are on the back of the Friends and Family form and in our Friends and Family policy. Where are the forms located? They're on the agent dashboard. So if you go to company info and you click on relocation, there's a marketing folder and you can see that it's right there in the forms that are available for you, and you can actually type right into that form, email it to relo@, and you're done. There's a Friends and Family placement procedure. So if you join the company at the beginning of the year, you have 4 placements, 1 per quarter, and 1 settlement that needs to be done by the end of the year. So for instance, if you did 3 placements in January, you've met the requirement of your first, second, and third quarter. So it's all in 1 calendar year is the way that we look at it. If for some reason your referrals are long-term and they're just not turning into settlements, the other option is to make 6 total placements by the end of the year to fully meet your requirement. Obviously, if you join us throughout the year, there are different requirements and they're right there. We forward this information to your office on a regular basis with how we see things tracking and who had what requirement based on what time of the year they joined us. Our Friends and Family referral form, this is what it looks like so that you're familiar with it. This is the critical information that we need. If for any reason you want to talk to the referring agent, the receiving agent first, you're welcome to do that. Notate that large and bright on our form. We'll make sure that you have the opportunity to talk to the agent. I highly recommend doing that in a situation that's not urgent. It will help you feel comfortable and make the value statement about the receiving agent that your client needs to hear. This is where the criteria is listed. I'm not going to go through all the criteria. I just want to draw attention to our red box. It's about renters. Renters are a little bit harder to place. It's harder to get service for, to find good rental agents. Rentals do not count as a placement for you. However, I highly recommend that you do this. I have closed several outbound referrals that went out as renters, got down to the market where it went to, and that person turned around and said, you know what, I think I'm going to buy. I've also closed them where they rented, but since I had them under a referral agreement and a year later they decided to buy, I also got a placement at that time and a closing at that time. So I think it's really important that we remember that you're helping anyone with a real estate need. If they need shingles on their house, I think they should be calling you. Branch to branch equals a friends and family placement. If you're struggling at all to make your placements, you can place anything that you're referring to an agent in this company. Even if let's say you're doing a listing, you find a buyer, and you're not comfortable doing dual representation, so you bring another agent in on a referral fee agreement, that's fine. We can count that as one of your placements into the program. All you have to do is send it to us and notate that you want to put that in as an outbound. It's an advantage that our company has, and we take good advantage of that. So anything that's done inside the company, you can also get your credit for placement by doing that. Don't worry about the mechanics of how that works. That's for me to figure out. I figured it out and it works. One thing that you do need to know is once you've registered somebody into this program and said, yes, I want to put them into Cartus, you can't take them back out. So if a transaction happens at that point, we are obligated to pay Cartus. So I just want to make sure that people are clear on that. There's a whole process of what needs to happen in order to be successful with a referral. I don't want to go through the whole process because not all of it is you. What I do want to talk about is, number one, the quality up front. Set the referral up. Explain what it is that you're doing to help these people. Don't just say I can refer you. Explain, wow, I'm just a lot different than most people. First of all, I deal with a lot of people in the relocation world who are coming to me, so I understand the needs. I also am connected through this relocation department to get you to the best broker in that market, period. And so I can guarantee that I'm going to get you a high-level person who's experienced, who's probably, working with presidents of Lockheed Martin. I can get you to that person. And because of the process, I can stay in touch with it and quarterback you all the way. So as you're developing trust with the person that you're working out there, you can ask me any questions about what's going on, and I'll be able to be part of that transaction for you. If you set it up that way, they're going to go out there thinking that's the person they need to work with, not that's a person that I could call, but I'm probably going to talk to some other people too. The key things to doing that is obviously setting it up front, but then step number 5, I have a big red box on. Contact that receiving agent as soon as we give you the name. I think the receiving agent should be calling you. That's probably not what happens on a regular basis. People aren't as good at this as we are. Sorry, I wish they were, but they're not. So let's not let our fate slide into the hands of other people. Pick up the phone, call the receiving agent, talk to them, make sure that it's connected, make sure that they understand the needs of the client, make sure that they understand that you're going to stay involved in this thing and that you are a value proposition in this referral. You'll then get updates from us every 2 weeks. Those updates are not meant to bug you. Those updates, you can do them minimally, just letting us know anything that's going on if you want to. The biggest reason why I send them is I do a lot of these things, and I forget about people that I've put into the system all the time. And the way that I remember is by getting an update, and I pick up the phone and I call them and I say, how's things going? It helps me tremendously, and I gotta assume that it helps you too. What happens if there's a USAA member who you identify that's going somewhere else? Fill them out as friends and family before they enroll into the program. We'll get them placed to an approved USAA broker in that market. We'll get them assigned to an approved USAA agent in that market. What happens once they enroll in the program? Unfortunately, there's no more cash referral coming to us because enrollment in that program trumps our referral agreement. But what it does do for you is it makes it a qualified placement, and it makes it a qualified closing or settlement if it settles. So you can meet your friends and family requirements by putting these people into the system. Unfortunately, there's no cash in that situation. Lost contact procedures. Same for all of our referrals, but in the broker-to-broker world, you always want to contact where the source of this referral came from. So in this case, you would be calling the agent that referred it, right? You have that information. If you've lost contact, that's the first person that I'd talk to. Most of the time, they're going to have a great relationship with the person and help you reconnect to it. Some of the time, they're just doing prospecting and business development. It may be a friend of their friend. So they may not have a great relationship with the person. It's a qualified and good referral. They just don't have a great relationship. That's okay. If they can't really help you with that, you want to talk to your branch leader and you want to get the information to reload at, and we'll try to contact that client from a different perspective, try to help everything come together. So if you've lost contact with anybody, anyone, not just broker to brokers, think about where the referring source is first. Think about bringing relo in. Think about involving your branch manager immediately. As soon as you think, boy, this is uncomfortable and we should have been in touch, ding, 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 talk to your branch leader immediately. Our friends and family program, why did we call it this and not our outbound referral program? Well, because anytime you have requirements, it's really hard for us to mentally make a leap to the fact that it's actually a value proposition. It becomes a requirement, it becomes a stress point, and I totally understand that. And I'm not saying that just by naming it the Friends and Family Program, we relieved all of your stress. But what I wanted to do was help people understand that this is an awesome opportunity, not only outside of our marketplace, but inside of our marketplace. If you present yourself globally to your clients, and you talk to them about how you're able to help no matter what the real estate situation is. You know, if you're looking to make a stock decision, you're going to go to a trusted source, a financial planner, a stockbroker. That's who you're going to work with. It should be the exact same thing in the real estate world. And you have what it takes to help these people in a way that your local competition does not. You work with these people every day. You work with military families who are coming from overseas. You work with executives from Lockheed Martin. You work with families who are relocating and their children are trying to figure out what school system they're going to be in. You understand what people's needs are when they come here, and that's why you're so good at helping people with their needs when they go out there. And so you're going to be part of this proposition to them. You're going to be the help that they need. You're going to be the guidance and the quarterback to the transaction. You're going to be the person that's part of a network where you can guarantee that the same person who would work on a Lockheed Martin president is going to work with your client. That's the kind of value proposition that you bring. And if you talk to people that way and you listen for the opportunities, I guarantee you're going to do very well with this program. There's all kinds of marketing pieces. We've included a couple in your presentation. What I ask you to do is think about your 30-second elevator speech. I thank Jason Carrier. I was asked in a meeting to spit something out, and it came out of my mouth in 2 seconds, and he said, yeah, that's the 30-second elevator speech. And I turned my head, and I thought, that's the missing equation right there. We have to be able to say quickly, easily, what it is that we provide that other people don't, and it's help. If it's referral, everybody does that. If it's truly helping them, and that's what we do, you're going to be different than everybody else, and they're going to think about you differently, whether it's inside of our market or outside of our market. Talking a little bit about our corporate side, Obviously, some of the major clients are up there: Raytheon, Lockheed, ExxonMobil, Nordstrom's, the Postal Service. There's a whole bunch of clients that we have, and we're always working to develop more. These are our corporate opportunities, and in general, these people are getting some kind of a benefit, an employment benefit from their employer to make this move, whether that be on the sell side or the buy side. Upon the receipt of the referral, you want to do the exact same thing that we always do. It's speed. Usually these situations can be competitive, so you have to assume that somebody else was also referred, so getting to them quickly is important. Using the name of the company is important. And make sure that you understand that unlike a USAA program, most times corporations are not comfortable telling their employees, you must use this real estate broker or we're not going to give you the benefits. They try to sell it. They're interested in them staying with a relocation company because they want to be, it'll be easier for them, but they're not going to force their employees. And so you need to know that. We talked about the introduction. Make sure that you just step back and understand that this person is going through an awful lot. They maybe have been asked to move because their plant is being shut down. So it's not necessarily their idea that they're coming here to Virginia. They're mistrustful. They're not feeling great about the whole world. And if you pick them up, they pick up the phone and call them and say, I'm so-and-so from Century 21, I've been given your name. That's not as good as saying, hi, I'm the local ambassador for Lockheed Martin. I understand that you are considering making a move. I want to talk to you about that, and I want to see how I can help you. It's very slight variance on how you speak to somebody, but it will make all the difference in the world. You have to be empathetic about what their situation is. Things that you want to keep in mind. Corporate buyers are often going to take longer. They usually find out about their benefit. They'll come out for a tour. That tour is to decide if they're even going to take the job. They want to understand what it's going to be like to live in the area. You want to probably give that kind of person a wider range of houses that you're looking at in a whole bunch of communities. They're just there to figure out, is this something I really want to do? They may not be coming for another 6 months. Other things to think about, they possibly have to sell a house on the other side, and they may not be able to sell that house, so they may be renting. If you're taking a corporate buyer and you're signing up for that part of the program, a must for you is that you have great calendaring and follow-up programs. A drip email campaign that's not evasive, that allows you to sort of keep putting information in front of them so that they won't forget about you, and marks on your calendar as to when they ask to be communicated with. What they're scared of, I've been there. They're scared of the fact that they're going to get a really pushy salesperson. They're mistrustful a little bit about that. They're also worried, honestly, that they're going to waste your time. And we need to make sure that they understand, hey, we get the exposure to Lockheed Martin and all of their people that are moving here. We're thrilled with that, and we're happy to help you. And if we help a whole bunch of their people, we know that's going to turn into transactions for us. You got to take that away because that's what they're thinking. Kind of stole some of my thunder, but that's okay. Other things that you should need to be tuned into. First of all, I would always make sure that I'm speaking to both the spouse and the actual transferee. Both of them are integral in this decision, and often it's going to be, this whole move is going to be managed by the spouse, and so that's the person that you really need to have a good rapport with. If they have children, that's likely to be their largest concern. Their children are concerned about moving away from their friends, finding new friends. So school systems, community, those are the things. The first time they come out, believe it or not, they're getting in the car for you for a real estate tour, but they really need a community tour. They really need to understand, where is it that I might be able to set up a new life? And if they can make that decision, then they can make a decision about whether or not the job makes sense, and they can move on and go through what is a difficult process. That's the end of Module 2, and we'll jump on to Module 3.